We're going to call the meeting to order, starting at 6 p.m. Chair Baird submitted his letter of resignation as he has been appointed to the City of Westminster Common Council effective 4/13/26. Tom, would you have any remarks?
I just want to say how much a pleasure it's been to work with you all for the last 3 years or so. We've had some big things we have to deal with, and we had some other things, but you were always all there and really great to work with. We didn't have contention. We had debate and discussion, and we figured things out. That's what really matters, It's where you come out at the end of the day, and you come out better if you work together in a cooperative way to get there. So I just want to tell you all how much I appreciated working with you. And I'll try to do my best on the council to continue doing good stuff. So thank you.
Well, thank you. We'll miss you.
And we'll miss all you guys too, but I'll see you. One question, Tommy, how things coming?
They're going. It's awesome.
That's like good.
It's really good. It's a crazy good.
Okay, great. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna.
You don't want to stay.
Everybody.
Get out while you can. Have a wonderful night.
Contact me if you need to, so. Thank you. See you all.
Bye.
See you, Tom. Bye.
I will be acting chair until the Planning and Zoning Commission has a full board for a formal vote. We'll need the approval of meeting summary for March 19th, 2026. Anyone have a chance to take a look?
I'll make a motion for the approval of the meeting summary for March 19, 2026.
I'll second.
Okay, seeing no objections, note that the minutes have been approved. Oh, I guess everybody votes. Right,
Yep.
votes? Right, note that the minutes have been approved. New business is public hearing annexation number 72, resolution 26-03, Tommy LLC. This is going to start at 6:02 p.m. Public hearing has been properly published in the Carroll County Times, meeting all state and local departments. Annexation resolution 26-03 approving annexation 72 and the annexation plan. And write a recommendation to the Maine County Council. You did. Can we have a staff report from the senior planner, Andrea Garth?
Yes. So you had the packet right in front of you, and I don't know if it's better for you to look at your packet or on the screen, but you can see here, this is the outline of the annexation area. It also includes 140 to make it connect to the other side here, which is part of the city boundary. Does not include Sullivan Road. So the address is 10 Sullivan Road. If you are out that way today, the sheets, the new sheets is what we're talking about. It was C2 commercial medium intensity in the county. It is going to be B business zone in the city. Both water service area 1, W1 and sewer service S1. Oh, sorry. A little crazy this now. Okay. An annexation agreement was approved by the Mayor and County Council on December 11th of 2023. This had to do with water purposes. It was 1,335 gallons of water at that time that was needed. Sheets needed that guarantee before they started to go through the process.
I think your photo was not.
Oh, no, it was not.
Yes,
I
so
apologize.
just to note that.
Yeah, no, I apologize.
I think that's from the last.
Yeah, it is.
It's-
I'm so sorry.
Just for the record.
Yep, no, just for the record, I apologize. It was introduced to the Mayor and County Council on February 9th of 2026. Then forwarded to Carroll County in the state of Maryland for their review and distribution on February 10th. It went to the Carroll County Planning Commission on March 17th, and then went to the Board of County Commissioners on March 26th for their review. They did sign a comment letter. However, that'll be included when it goes to Mayor and County Council. We didn't get that in time for it to go to for this commission. So, but the Mayor and County Council will get a copy of that. There were no comments. They didn't have any comments, so it wasn't anything that was that needed to be brought up or anything. And then the next public hearing is with the Mayor and County Council on April 27th. So the recommendation that we have is that the planning commission forward resolution 2603 of Academy LLC, annexation 72 to the mayor and common council with a favorable recommendation. And we're here to answer any questions that you might have.
Is there anybody wishing to speak?
Yeah, I'm John McGuire. I represent Sheets. I'm here to answer any questions if you have any. What's being proposed is consistent with the annexation agreement that's been out there for years now.
We also have your address, your name and address.
189 East Main Street, Westminster, 21157.
And just to refresh everybody's memory, this is the project where they processed through the county, but we had an annexation agreement once the construction was completed, that they would officially annex into the city. And that's what this is about right now, because the project is obviously complete. I think they opened this morning. So, so this is just kind of really a formality at this point.
But with that, part of the annexation agreement is that the applicant did meet city requirements for setbacks. We did get a modification to the rear setback. It met landscape requirements for the city, design preference manuals. These were all reviewed by the city as it went through the county process as agreed upon by Sheets. So there wouldn't be a non-conformity issue coming into the city. So we were part of that site plan review, even though it was completely under county review, the planning commission review.
Yeah, but it never came to our planning
No, it did not.
commission because it was processed through Carroll County's planning commission.
Yeah.
Because I know I remember going to a public hearing or two in that regard. Just because I know that there was some contention regarding traffic at different points in the process. I know that what they ended up doing, made it better, but there were some people, I guess, that sort of wanted them to solve all the world's problems with the redevelopment.
That's correct. The
Yeah.
city was satisfied with the improvements.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Well, then I'll go ahead and make a motion that the Westminster City of Westminster Planning and Zoning Commission for resolution number 2603, annexation 72 to the City of Westminster Mayor and Common Council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And then the time at the end of the public hearing is 6:08 p.m.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Say,
So old business map amendment ZMA 2401, the Willows, approval of recommendation letter to mayor and county council and ordinance. The report from Director of Community Planning and Development, Mark Vikas.
Keep this short. So ultimately, as you recall, the Planning and Zoning Commission spent several meetings discussing the layout and architecture. This is the option that the Planning and Zoning Commission
No.
that's the I'll just jump. This is the option that the Planning and Zoning Commission accepted. You can see the open space within the buildings themselves, 2/2, 40 units. Again, nothing new. You see this multiple times. And then also as part of the approval, Planning Commission forwarded the architectural elevations to the Mayor and Common Council. And one of the elements that was of issue was this corner element. You can see this white area, it's kind of bumping out in the corner. That wasn't there previously. They added this as recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission. I know there's still some elements to the look of it, whether it should be white or a different type of material. But ultimately, and then option, this is option A, and the Planning Commission also forwarded option B as well. One more.
I'm trying.
I know.
This is not.
To the Mayor and Common Council. So that's what the recommendation letter just outlines your reviews, your demonstrated compliance with zoning ordinance, and forwarding these two options to the Mayor and Common Council for review and approval. Ultimately, I think you're asking the Mayor and Common Council choose between option A and option B. Ultimately, at the end of the day, there'll be an ordinance that's introduced to the Mayor and Common Council with that ordinance, we'll have two exhibits. Exhibit one will be the option of the design layout. And the other exhibit will be of whatever option A or B of architecture they choose. And they would go with the ordinance themselves. And I want to clarify also, as the ordinance goes forward, if it gets approved with those two exhibits, it still has to come back to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a site plan review. So you're not locked in. This doesn't lock in the design. You can still modify anything with that design and anything with the architecture within reason. You just have to approve, anything you approve has to be consistent with what is being provided and approved as part of those exhibits in the ordinance.
So when it comes back to the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Planning and Zoning Commission still has the power to kind of refine the plans. But the plans that the mayor and common council approve, whatever the Planning and Zoning Commission ends up approving, has to be in the same, for lack of a better way of saying, the same ballpark. Is that
Yeah.
correct, Mr. Debo?
Yes, yes.
It can't be something totally different then, but there's further refinement that the Planning and Zoning Commission can do, because this is gonna go up to the mayor and common council, which the mayor and common council is pulling the zone down and attaching these as exhibits. And then that pulls down the zone, and then the applicant can submit a site plan to us that's in line with what is approved by the mayor and common council.
Exactly. You would be approving, whatever you approve needs to be consistent with what the mayor and common council are approving, but yes, you can refine it.
Yeah, and it doesn't after really the mayor and common council is only pulling down the zone, because it's not ever going back to them after they pull down the zone.
Yes,
It stays, the final approval is here
yes,
of the site plan.
that's correct.
Okay. I do have one other question. I noticed there was some discussion around the open space and all of that. And so this is a situation that I just want to make sure is clear in my mind and clear for the applicant, even though they're not here, but clear for us. This is a situation where this project, because of the way it's designed, is not going to be able to meet our code as what we consider desirable open space. So we as a city are probably not going to want to take that open space. Their HOA or whatever governing authority they have will maintain the open space, but they're going to end up having to pay some sort of fee in lieu of on a per acre basis or something like that. Is that correct?
That's correct. So when we go through the plan development process, you have to provide 20% of the net area for open space, common open space. The first thing we look at is whether that common open space is large enough and acceptable for the city. It's supposed to be dedicated to the city. We've met with Abby Gruber, the director of Rexham Park, and the open space in the area for this property just doesn't provide enough open space or usable that would be for city residents to come by. So the Planning and Zoning Commission can then, instead of accepting it, they can require that the Property Owners Association, HOA or whatever it is, owns and maintains that open space. And then they pay a fee in lieu of to the city for that open space.
Did they pay a fee in lieu of for the full 20% then? Because we were not taking it.
Whatever, it's a acreage fee in lieu of, so whatever the acreage of 20% of the net area, that's what you'd be asking for fee in lieu of.
So because the community is still getting open space, but not maybe as much as, so the idea is then the city's compensated so we can provide additional open space for the overall community.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Planning and Zoning Commission did this with the recent apartment building. I can't remember the name of it. Wasn't Westminster, the Abbeys.
Abbey Place.
But by the is that the one by the WT?
Off of Mulligan?
The tower?
Yeah, so again, they provided their open space, but it was a hill and they had an area for a path system, but it wasn't usable for recreation purposes. So again, we didn't accept the open space for usable for the city residents, and they paid a fee in lieu of. But again, they still met their requirements of open space in the plan.
Now, I know we're looking at some of our fees connected to that. They're gonna pay, they're not gonna, that. They'll have to pay whatever the fee is when they go to submit a site plan to us.
That's correct.
Or when it's approved, is that
Yes.
correct? So if they're not done for a year, whatever the fee is at that time is what they're gonna be paying.
That's correct.
Okay,
Is there any other discussion? Okay, request a motion to send favorable recommendation to the mayor and common council for zoning map amendment ZMA 24-01. A zoning map amendment reclassifying certain real property from the R7 500 residential zone to the plan and development 9 zones.
Well,
We have a motion.
you can't make it, we don't.
No, I'm saying,
Oh, you're
I'm
making that
second.
motion? Okay,
Second motion,
okay, as stated.
as stated, correct.
All right, a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Motion passed. Well, it doesn't look like we're having the Carroll County liaison report. Does commission have, or staff have any other items?
Yeah, any other item?
Quite frankly, you know, Tom left, I thank you for his, 3 years, you gotta get out of here before everyone could, thank you for his, service, I think that was by design. Put it in the minutes, thanks.
well, and it's not like this planning and zoning commission won't be seen, you know, it's not going very far. And we also, every election cycle, we reconstitute who our committee chairs or who serves as ex officio. So Lord knows he might be here instead of me next time. It's just that we can't have 2 council people serving as ex officio. So since Tom took that position, he's the one who had to resign, not me. So, but they might change their mind in a year from now, we'll see.
Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So, oh, second,
All in favor?
aye. Well, this is a short and sweet one.
Hey,
Thank
What is the next one? What is the next one?
Next question is